Greetings, everyone. When we see things happening to other people, especially unfortunate things happening to other people, instead of looking at it this way to say, look what's happening to them, you have to say to yourself, look what could happen to me. If not for the grace of God, there go I. Okay. And I want to call out, the women in this video, not just the women, men also. And I'm going to use some examples as to why I feel like I needed to make this video. Earlier this evening, I got a message from IG. People, I'm still trying to figure out IG and some of these other apps. But my IG page is private. So if someone tries to send me a message, I usually get these pop-ups that I have to agree to something to open it or whatever. And what came through was a bunch of emojis with kissy face. And it's not a new thing. Or sometimes someone would send me rose, and I don't know who these people are, or why they send me rose, or why they're doing this. Except to say that a lot of persons are very high do. This social media has been a good thing in one respect, and it has been such a curse in the other respect, especially for people who have zero self control. And I'm going to call out the ladies. Some of us women are far too entertaining. We are the ones entertaining these men with their nonsense. A lot of people who are in their relationship, we as women, I don't know if it does something for some women's ego, but when these men who are otherwise engaged come into your inbox, leaving, pictures and messages and whatever, for some reason it seems to stroke our egos. And the same thing is true. Women go in because women nowadays, they're very blatant, very dry eye, as our parents would say. Very dry eye. They don't need men to chase after them anymore. Their skin is on fire because of the Jezebel spirit that is attached to them. And so they don't care. Seeing a ring on a man's finger does not mean anything, or seeing a ring on a woman's finger does not mean anything. They look you straight in the face and say, so what? That doesn't make any difference. But the problem is not these ones for trying to interfere with your life. The problem is that we would entertain it. And I only say that we figuratively because I always make sure there are boundaries. I establish these boundaries. And so even when I was very young, guys didn't really approach me the way they would approach some women because for some reason they always get the message. So I would meet guys who would say to me when they thought I was single or when I was single that, I want to marry you. Because it's what you give off. It's the energy that you give off that make people think that they can come and take certain disrespectful things towards you. So it's not very common that men would approach me in this negative way, but every so often it happens. And it makes me think about the people who entertain these ones. Listen, I said 2023 is one of those years where there'll be a lot of turmoil and upset in a lot of person's life. You're losing loved ones. That in itself is very difficult. But, it's that time when you need to ground yourself, brace for it. I've had some visions, for my own life where I have to be bracing for it. And you're never really prepared, even when you're expecting it. So you have to stand guard and you have to be staying prayed up and you have to stay firm because a lot of the things that are going to come, they're coming to distract you so that when you're distracted, the enemy can overcome you. It's that year. Something will take you off guard. It's a constant battle. I was saying something to somebody today and, we laughed about it, but it's not really funny that, for the last 2 months, I was literally in war mode, battling demons. And there are times when you cannot do it alone. You have to not just at all times call upon the spirits to help you in this battle. But you have to surround yourself with people as well, prayer warriors, individuals who are grounded, not people who are easily distracted, not people who are caught up with the things of the world, people who are centered in their truth, people who know themselves, people who don't get distracted by material possessions or, by whatever is here to distract us. There's a lot of stuff that is going to happen this year, and people will go out of their way to deliberately deceive you and to distract you from what is to come. For the last 2 years, I told you guys my vision of seeing empty containers in Jamaica, no water, shortage of food, and things like that. And it's been coming back in my spirit. And I'm going to see if I can find that video. But I had a vision when I saw this droplet, and when I researched it, I realized that it represented water. See all these empty things. We have so many things to focus on, to be praying about, to be preparing for. We don't have time to stay too long in darkness. We have to find peace within and without. We have to align ourselves with people who are grounded in the truth about the universe, about God, about their true divine self. There's a young lady that reached out to me, and I told her she could go on my website and book a consultation. Um, please reach out again to me. And there's a reason why I take this standoff approach to people, because people sometimes take disadvantage, and but for some reason it's just heavy on my spirit, and so I'm going to ask you to reach out again. We're going through this period where even your children will be used against you. Your partner will be used against you. So if after you kind of get over the anger and the rage of this whole thing, you can stop for a moment and say, it's not just these individuals that you're seeing, the struggle is against principality and power and rulers in high places. It's not just about the physical mortal being. Is the enemy using them against you? And who can divide the family greater than your own family? When the spirit attach itself to this being, to this human being, especially when they recognize your weakness, because only through certain type of weaknesses can this energy attach themselves to you to be used against the ones who have purpose. See, when you're a purpose child, the enemy is not going to be happy. It's going to try to distract you, to break you. I've spent the last 4 months going through what appeared to be hell. My faith tested over and over and over again. And every time I feel like I'm about to surrender, when I'm in that battle zone and I'm about to surrender because I feel like I just cannot do this, this is greater than me, the spirits come in and say, yes, you can. I'm going to help you through it. Because sometimes, you get blooded in this warfare and you feel like you're ready to surrender. But the spirit says, not yet. Because, in that battle, you're building your strength, physical and mental and spiritual strength. Sometimes you have to know when to run and strengthen yourself for another day. If you feel like you can understand what I'm talking about here, if at March, this is just March, you've already started getting your testing, just be encouraged and know that, and try to be there for others when their turn come, because it's that kind of a year. As I'm going through my storm, going through my going through, you know, um, I have to say to myself, the Most High is wonderful. I feel special. I feel loved, because the average person would not be able to endure some of the stuff that I'm going through. And for my love, sometimes I receive hate, but it's not, I don't look at the person. I look at the circumstances around this individual, and I know that the enemy is at work. And as I said, when you are gifted, when you have purpose, expect the attacks. So I ask for your prayers as I pray for you. And I give thanks. I continue to give thanks. You know, my husband said something to me today, and he said it, we both had a good laugh. You know, he was just going back to one of my videos with some things that I spoke about, you know, and he said to me, I'm afraid of you. We had a good laugh. And I said, I'm afraid of me too. When the Spirit is working through me, there's nothing that I can't achieve. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy. There are times when you're going to wonder, you know, why is this happening to me? But the moment you start saying that to yourself, you have to correct yourself right away because, you know, why should it happen to someone else? Don't ask why me. Ask for the strength and the grace to get you through whatever it is that you need to get through. And sometimes, you know, for your love, you receive pain and suffering. For your gentle heart, you'll receive ungratefulness. You'll receive ingratitude, you know. Just know that these things are happening because it is the universe. It's the Most High's way of bringing you through that fire, that refiner's fire. I'm going to share more. You know, I don't like talking about things while it's happening. But if anything that I can say to you is you're not alone. And that no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is or impossible it is for you, it is never impossible for the Most High. Okay? Be uplifted. For all the new subscribers, welcome. You know, if you have a question or if you have a concern or anything you'd like me to address in a video, feel free to email me at jennyren@gmail.com.